It's State Palm Field in Florida, and this is Grapefruit League Spring Training Baseball here on the MLB Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. You see Chris Archer walking out there now. Couple of teams, one from the American League, that's the Yankees. The other team from the National League, that's the Pirates. See Chris Archer's 2019 stats there. Has struggled since coming to the Pirates. Was traded to the Pirates for Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows around the trade deadline of 2018. Here's DJ LeMahieu standing in. 327 hitter with New York last year, former Colorado Rocky. As that pitch misses outside. So you might be wondering what MLB Virtual Network is, and I'm here to tell you about that right now as this game gets underway. Thought I'd run a broadcast of a spring training game here just to fill you all in on what exactly is going to be happening this year while MLB is indefinitely suspended because of COVID-19. In the meantime, Archer facing LeMahieu. That pitch misses high and inside. It's 2-1. DJ LeMahieu made his debut with the Chicago Cubs in 2011 and spent 2012 to 2018 with the Colorado Rockies before signing a deal with New York, and he really broke out. There's a lot of speculation that he was to struggle when he came to New York, and he shattered all expectations of New Yorkers and was a very instrumental part of that team winning the AL East and making it to the championship series. In the air center. Going back on it is Brian Reynolds to the wall. He'll make the catch. An allowed first out to begin the ball game. Here's the starting lineup for New York. You see LeMahieu leading off, Gardner batting second. And a couple of big names out of the lineup. Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, both still dealing with some injuries. They're out of the lineups to begin the season and most likely won't make it to opening day, not only in real life but in this league as well. For the sheer fact that neither of them were expected to be ready for opening day anyhow. Brett Gardner standing to the plate, the longest tenured New York Yankee. His official signing was delayed just so that the Yankees could commit to getting the Garrett Cole ceremony underway, and Cole is the one pitching today for New York, but the Yankees ended up making it official later in the year, around the early parts of 2020, and Gardner still in a Yankees uniform. Made his debut with New York in 2008, was the center fielder when the team won the World Series in 2009, and ever since then he's been primarily a left fielder, although with all the injuries he's taken a veteran stance in center field for New York. They count 3-1. Gleyber Torres on deck. DJ LeMahieu flied out to center to begin this game, and Gardner's got a hitter's count. Here's the pitch from Archer. And that's called a strike. Right on the edge there on the outside. Count run full 3-2. And that's outside. Chris Archer issues a walk to Brett Gardner. And the heart of this Yankees order coming up, even though Judge and Stanton are injured, you still have Gleyber Torres, Gary Sanchez, and Luke Voit is the heart of this order. 3, 4, 5 hitters. And here is Torres. Had a 278 last year with New York. Gardner back safely at first. Torres in 2019, 278 average with 38 home runs and 90 RBIs. Again, Gardner safe at first. Archer keeping a close eye on him. Torres broke out in the major leagues with the Yankees in 2018. Has been a sensation ever since. That pitch misses outside. Torres was a product of the Aroldis Chapman trade in 2016. Chapman was sent over to the Chicago Cubs, and Torres was a prospect at the time. He was dealt to the Yankees. Of course, Gardner goes. Throwdown by Stallings is not in time. And let's see. Oh, that jump by Gardner was nearly perfect. Slides in safely. But again, Aroldis Chapman ended up winning the World Series with the Cubs in 2016. The Yankees got Torres. And then the Yankees signed Chapman back in the 2016-17 offseason. And of course, ever since 17, the Yankees have made playoffs 2 times as a wild card team, and most recently won the American League East. 2-1 pitch, here it is. Swing and a miss. 2-2 count on Gleyber Torres. Already talked about Chris Archer being a former Tampa Bay Ray and was one of the top pitchers in the American League. Regularly played the Yankees. These two were in the same division once upon a time. Into left field, that's going to be a base hit. In base, as Gerard Dyson gets that one into the infield. It's an RBI single for Gleyber Torres, and the Yankees out to an early 1-0 lead. Not a bad spot for the slider by Archer, but you see Torres got enough of the bat on it to square it up and send it into left. So now Torres is on first, still 1 out in the inning. Here's Gary Sanchez. And that pitch misses outside. That's a ball, 1-0. Gary Sanchez has been starting as the Yankees catcher ever since he broke into the league in 2016. Down to the left side, that'll be foul. And I correct myself. Sanchez made his debut in 2015, was called up, however, to play regularly in 2016, and in 53 games, Sanchez hit 20 home runs for New York. That pitch misses low. From 2016 to now, Sanchez has 105 home runs and is a .246 career hitter with 262 RBIs. 2-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch by Archer. Gets Sanchez to swing over it. Counts 2-2. Torres the one on first. Ground ball to short. Played by Newman to Frazier. Back to Bell. Double play. And the inning's over. Yankees get a run on 1 hit in the inning. And 1 runner left on base. 3-2 for the Pirates when we come back. Bottom of the first. That's the amazing thing about this network. There are no commercials, just a whole lot of baseball. And here's an imposing figure, Garrett Cole, on the mound for Pittsburgh. Those were his statistics when he was with the Houston Astros last season, and the Yankees picked him up on the biggest contract that a pitcher has ever received in Major League Baseball history. $324 million will be distributed over 9 years for Garrett Cole. Here's Kevin Newman, the shortstop, leading off for Pittsburgh. He was a bright spot for Pittsburgh last season. One of the talented young players to kind of break out that year. Batted .308 in 2019. 12 home runs, 64 RBIs, and he's entering his age 26 season. That pitch swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2. Garrett Cole already in triple digits. No ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. And that breaking ball in the dirt. Kevin Newman still down on the count, 1-2 against Garrett Cole. Cole was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2011 in the first round and made his debut in 2013. And has really established himself as one of the most dominant pitchers in all of baseball, whether he was with Pittsburgh, with Houston, and he hasn't played a regular season game yet for the New York Yankees, but high expectations have been put on him. 2-2 pitch, here it comes. And that's popped into the air. And Luke Voigt runs all the way over to make the catch. And that's out number 1. Here's the starting lineup for Pittsburgh. Adam Frazier, one of the more veteran players on this team right now, along with Gregory Polanco, 2 prospects once upon a time for Pittsburgh, now really holding down the fort. And you see Josh Bell there, one of the better hitters on this Pittsburgh Pirates team. He launched over 30 home runs last year. He had 37 to be exact. And that was the first time that a Pittsburgh Pirate had hit 30 or more home runs since Pedro Alvarez did it in 2013, when he tied for the league lead in home runs with Paul Goldschmidt at 36. And of course, that was the year that the Pirates broke that infamous 20-year losing streak and made the playoffs. Line to the right, that's a base hit for Adam Frazier. Now to bring up the number 3 hitter, number 3 hitter Brian Reynolds. Reynolds last season was in contention for the league lead in average, although he was competing with players like Christian Yelich and those of the like. Of course, Yelich, former most valuable player in the National League, and was close with Cody Bellinger, who won it in 2019. Bellinger, a member of the Dodgers. That pitch misses low, counts even at 1. But this MLB virtual network that you're watching right now, this network designed to allow you to enjoy baseball even when baseball is not being played right now. Reynolds smacks that in the left after giving up a run in the top half of the inning. And Reynolds showing off his ability to hit for contact. He's a switch hitter, batted from the left side there, and gets himself a single. That advances Frazier to second base, and here comes Gregory Polanco. Has been struggling with injuries the past couple of seasons. The Pirates anticipating a strong comeback from him, though, as he takes strike 1. So those stats you see on the screen there are totals from just a few games that Polanco was able to play in 2019. Played in 42 games total in 2019 out of the 162-game season. Polanco facing his former teammate in Garrett Cole. Cole was traded from the Pirates to the Astros in the 2017-2018 offseason. As Polanco chases that off-speed pitch, that's 2 outs. Now Josh Bell will come to the plate. Josh Bell in 2019 talked about his 37 total home runs he hit. Was also the starting designated hitter and batted 6th in the National League All-Star game. Or for the National League All-Star team in the All-Star game in Cleveland in 2019. He's got some pretty high expectations on him as well. He is one of, if not the best Pirates player right now. Two-0 count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. The Yankees scored in the top half of the first inning. Pirates in business to score here, but there are 2 outs. Pitch fouled off, counts now 2 balls and 1 strike. In that top half of the first, Brett Gardner scored on a Gleyber Torres single, that into center. Gardner's going to make the catch, and the inning's over. Pirates get a couple on, but fail to score any at the end of 1. New York leads. The top of the second inning, and here is Luke Voigt, batting 5th for the Yankees. And it's another one of those powerful players that we've been talking about. The Yankees have a powerful team, and although the absence of Judge and Stanton is apparent, Luke Voigt expected to be one of the players to tow the offense a bit. And he'll beat the shift. That's into right field. After 2 pitches, Luke Voigt begins the second inning with a single. And here comes Mike Tauchman, former Colorado Rocky, came over to New York, and while he was just depth initially, he has become favorable to play in the Yankees starting lineup, especially with those injuries we were talking about in the outfield for New York. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 1. Chris Archer gave up a run in that top half of the first inning. It's a spring training game. I'm not sure how long he's going to go. But some good contact has been made off him early in this game. That pitch misses upstairs. Archer walked Gardner in that top half of the first inning. Gardner stole second and then scored on a Gleyber Torres single. Flare towards second. Adam Frazier makes the catch. And Voigt not going anywhere at first. And with this, we'll take a moment to look at the starting defense for Pittsburgh. You see a new acquisition in Gerard Dyson out on left. Very fast and a pretty good defender. None of these players out there, though, have any gold gloves. The defense is pretty standard and still developing. Of course, the entire Pittsburgh team is still rebuilding and working to create a winning atmosphere in the Steel City. That pitch misses low. Here's Gio Urshela. One of the biggest surprises out of anybody in 2019. Played for Cleveland, was later dished to Toronto in a trade, and didn't spend much time there before he found himself being traded to the New York Yankees. And he had a breakout season last year for New York. 1-1 pitch from Archer. It's fouled away. Counts now 1-2. But Urshela, an all-around infielder, filled a void that Miguel Andujar left after Andujar was injured early into the season in 2019. And Urshela batted .314 with 21 home runs and 74 RBIs in 132 games as the Yankees starting third baseman. Chases that pitch, however, and he's down on strikes. Chris Archer racks up his first strikeout. 2 outs, top of the second. And Clint Frazier will come up for New York, batting with 2 outs, and Luke Voigt aboard at first. Luke Voigt singled to begin the second, and Mike Tauchman popped out. Gio Urshela struck out, and now the 8-hitter Clint Frazier takes ball 1. Frazier was involved in a trade in 2016 when he was a prospect. Was part of the Cleveland Indians before getting traded for Andrew Miller. Yankees sent Miller over to Cleveland. Frazier came to New York with some other prospects. There is no question that he is one of the best prospect hitters that the Yankees have. His fielding is where his weaknesses lie. He was scrutinized several times last year for playing poor defense in right field. Certainly not Aaron Judge out there, but has some aspects of that defense to work out if he wants to solidify a starting spot over the likes of Judge, Aaron Hicks, Brett Gardner, Mike Tauchman, Giancarlo Stanton, and those of the like. Coming from Archer. And that'll miss inside, and Archer has walked a couple in this game now. That's his first of the second inning. And that'll bring up the pitcher's spot. Garrett Cole coming to the plate. Well, Cole famous within his debut with Pittsburgh, because in his first at-bat with Pittsburgh in his first start in 2013, he had an RBI single which tied the game, and Pirates later on went to win that game. And that's not called a strike. Archer, yeah, he's not looking too happy after that call. Yeah, usually pitchers will want calls, especially against pitchers who are batting, just because usually the pitcher batting isn't trying too hard to get a hit. You know, pitchers obviously look to focus on the pitching aspect of their game, not their hitting game. But swing and a miss there by Cole. Count is even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at first and second for New York. And that's hit well to left field. Gerard Dyson on the run to the wall, and he makes the catch. Oh, boy. Garrett Cole gave the Pirates a scare, but sigh of relief to end the inning. We'll go to the third, or bottom of the second. It's 1-0 New York. Bottom of the second, and time for Pittsburgh to be back on the offensive. 6, 7, 8 hitters do it for Pittsburgh. Colin Moran, Jacob Stallings, and Gerard Dyson. Well, some history between these two players. Not that that pitch called a strike, but Colin Moran was one of the pieces that the Pirates acquired for trading Garrett Cole to the Astros. And these two facing each other now. The 0-1 pitch misses inside. The Pirates acquired Joe Musgrove, Michael Feliz, Colin Moran, and a prospect for Garrett Cole as that pitch is hit against the shift. Mike Tauchman under it. He's got it. 1 out. And here comes Jacob Stallings. As we take a look at the New York Yankees defense. See, DJ LeMahieu, who was once considered a utility man for the Yankees, has solidified second base ever since Didi Gregorius left. Now Gleyber Torres moves from second to shortstop, and you see Brett Gardner out there in center because of the injured Aaron Judge and Aaron Hicks. The Yankees set a record last year for the most injuries in a single season by any of its participating players. And it caused the team to fire the athletic trainer. That pitch misses upstairs, counts 2-0. Yankees still suffering from some prominent injuries. That's called a strike. 2-1. Jacob Stallings is a player. He's been with the Pirates for a significant amount of time, but only his depth. He's never really gotten a chance to play consistently at the major league level. However, with Francisco Cervelli being traded last year and Elias Diaz getting released from the Pirates, Stallings will look with a couple of other catching signings that the team had for minor league contracts. He'll be looked at as being the leading catcher for this Pirates team. Voigt makes the play over there. That's 2 outs. Number 8 hitter coming to the plate for Pittsburgh, and Gerard Dyson. Dyson signed a contract. It was the biggest contract that the Pirates gave out this 2019-2020 offseason. 1 year, $2.5 million. And he bunts, but foul. That's strike one. Gerard Dyson has been a part of several organizations in his career as he swings and misses at that pitch. Played for the Royals from 2010 to 2016 and did win the World Series with them in 2015. Played for Seattle in 2017 and spent 2 years with Arizona before signing this contract with Pittsburgh, and yikes. Well, you can see their players don't typically like being thrown at their heads, and no scrum comes out of that. Dyson goes down to first, and that allows for Chris Archer to step up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first. It's called a strike on Archer. Count is 0-1. Chris Archer hasn't hit much for the obvious fact that he played in the American League for the beginning of his career. Pitch popped into the air. LeMahieu calls for it. He makes the catch. That ends the inning. Pirates get a base runner on the hit by pitch, but are still scoreless through 2 full innings. We'll go to the third. New York leads. Top of the order, do it for Pittsburgh when we come back. So it's the top of the third inning. New York up 1-0. And here's DJ LeMahieu. Hitless in his first at-bat, leading off the ball game. Took Brian Reynolds deep to the warning track, but couldn't leave the yard. This is Grapefruit League Spring Training Baseball here on the MLB Virtual Network. Brought to you by MLB The Show 20. So this network designed to bring you baseball that you can't watch right now because of COVID-19 running rampant throughout the world. But the whole point of this is really for you to be able to sit down and watch live games of baseball every day until Major League Baseball resumes. The regular season opening day begins on March 26th. 3-0 on LeMahieu. But starting on March 26th, there will be 2 games broadcasted a day, 1 day game and 1 night game, which means on average each team will be covered at least once a week. 3-0 pitch coming to LeMahieu. That's a strike. So stay tuned for that. And not only will each team get coverage at least once a week, but every night there will be a recap that will take place sometime between 8 and 10 o'clock at night, where you can go and review how your team is doing, where the standings are going, eventually where league leaders are. But an entire season will be simulated through MLB The Show 20 so that you can stay up to date with how your team would be doing if the coronavirus were not part of our daily lives now. That pitch hit in the air. Gregory Polanco, he's got it. LeMahieu 0 for 2 and 1 out. Starts the top of the 3rd inning. So yeah, continue to watch. There will be 1 spring training game every day at some point in time that you're able to watch. Just check your notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on. Check the Twitter page as well to see when we're going live here. But 1 spring training game a day that you can watch, and this is all surprise, all being simulated. And the regular season will start on March the 26th. And 2 games a day starting March 26th, so that you can have some baseball in your life, even though it feels like all hope is lost. I'm Nicholas Callis, by the way. Brett Gardner down in the count 0-2. So again, you get live games, 2 games a day. You get recaps of games during the day so you can cover your teams. You get standing updates every day, and you get league leaders, which will start after 40 games have been played. 1-2 pitch. Got him. Chris Archer. Second strikeout. 2 outs. And Gleyber Torres getting ready to come to the plate. Archer rebounded after that first inning, giving up a run on a Gleyber Torres single that scored Brett Gardner, but it's Brett Gardner swinging there for the second out. And is in decent shape, although this Yankees team that has hit a monster amount of home runs in 2019 is still dangerous even with nobody on base. Torres up, 2 outs, and the base is empty. Facing Chris Archer. And quickly down 0-2. Archer has been working that fastball and slider combination very well. And even the hit that Gleyber Torres got was just a... He hit a slider off the end of the bat and just hit it into left field. Scored it up well enough to get a hit. And Torres hits that one out to left. Dyson will make the catch in stride. That ends the inning. Yankees get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. New York still up a run here on the MLB Virtual Network. Here's Kevin Newman. Both of these teams in sync to this point. Yankees had their leadoff hitter start the top of the 3rd as well. And now Kevin Newman, the leadoff hitter for Pittsburgh, starts this 3rd inning as well. At least in the offensive half for the Pirates. 1-1 count. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And you'll get notifications for every time the games go live or become broadcasts. If you're watching this through Twitter, hit the follow button and stay up to date on notifications to see when this goes live. But this is your substitution for baseball right now that baseball has been indefinitely suspended. Spring training is also the subject of this game. This is the Grapefruit League, and the Pirates and Yankees playing in Florida. 3-2 pitch on Kevin Newman. Adam Frazier on deck. Garrett Cole working efficiently through the first 2+ innings, 36 pitches. And, ooh, that just missed. Kevin Newman disciplined enough to work the walk.
Now batting, second baseman, Adam.
They'll bring up Adam Frazier. Adam Frazier hit a single in the first inning. We're stranded on second to begin that inning. Pirates were looking to respond after the Yankees scored in the first inning, but could not do it. Torres with the lone RBI in this game right now. And the Pirates have yet to crack the run column. Still early. Cole's pickoff attempt, not in time. Newman back safely. Kevin Newman over there at first. Stole 16 bases in 2019. 0-1 pitch. Well, this upstairs, Garrett Cole in the high 90s, even cracked 100 a few times. 1-1 count on Adam Frazier. Newman walked to begin this inning. 1-1. And that pitch spotted well, and now Frazier behind in the count, 1-2. And that just missed. The count is even at 2-2. Garrett Cole, by the way, this was pretty large news last year. Up the middle, Cole makes the play, throws to Torres, back to Voit. And just like that, the Pirates, 2 outs against them here in the bottom of the third.
The center fielder, number 10, Ryan.
Not quite as large as a Gold Glove. Get that ball on the ground, and just a smooth transition on the throw to second, and Torres routinely transitions the ball to first, and 2 outs. In the bottom of the third is Brian Reynolds. But Garrett Cole last season broke a franchise record with the Houston Astros by striking out 326 hitters over the 2019 regular season. Cole had a 20-5 final decision, 20 wins, 5 losses, and had a 2.50 ERA. Brian Reynolds takes strike one. Reynolds came to the Pirates as a prospect when the Pirates dealt Andrew McCutchen to San Francisco in the 2017-18 offseason. And he's quickly down 0-2 on Garrett Cole, who continues to dominate Pirate hitters. Got in some trouble in the first inning after giving up 2 hits, but Pirates have had seldom contact against him since. 1-2's the count, bottom of the third. Cole at 45 pitches. Pitch to Reynolds on the ground. There's Torres. Throws to Voit. Reynolds out at first, and that's the inning. Pirates get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. First third of this game has been completed. 4-5-6 due up for the Yankees when we come back. You're watching the MLB Virtual Network, and whether it's Twitter or YouTube, that's what you're watching. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. The 4th inning is beginning with Gary Sanchez, who hits that one toward left center. Brian Reynolds calls Gerard Dyson off, and a 1-pitch out begins the top of the 4th inning. And we got number 5 hitter Luke Voit, who is 1 for 1 in this game. He singled in his first at bat, which was back in the 2nd inning. And pitch called a strike. See the shift on there. 3 infielders to the left of the infield, and Josh Bell forced to distance himself to the right to be able to cover first on a ground ball.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Count even at 1, and Archer working his way up to 60 pitches already in this one. He's at a total of 56 through 3 1/3 innings. 1-1 pitch to Voit. And that's hit well, and that splits the shift in the outfield. That's going to roll to the wall. Voit chugging on his way to second. Polanco gets it into the cutoff man, Frazier. And it's a one-out double for Luke Voit. He's now 2 for 2 and technically halfway to the cycle. That pitch was left over the heart of the plate, and Voit center cut that very well. Didn't try to pull it or try to muscle it. He just stayed on it. And fortunately for him, that shift worked against the Pirates and allowed him to get on second base. One out. Here's Mike Tauchman. That pitch misses high. The lone run scored by the Yankees was in the first inning when Gleyber Torres singled home Brett Gardner from second base. Now Voit in scoring position after hitting the double. Called a strike, counts even at 1. Mike Tauchman made his debut on June 27th of 2017, so he's been around the league for a decent amount of time. Made his debut with the Colorado Rockies. That pitch misses outside. And on March 23rd, 2019, the Rockies traded Mike Tauchman to New York for Philip Deal, left-handed pitcher. Of course, Tauchman went on to have what could be classified as a breakout season, batting .277 with 13 home runs and 47 RBIs in 87 games with Pittsburgh. Tauchman was the main replacement for Giancarlo Stanton when Stanton got injured early in the year for New York. Counts full 3-2. Archer comes set and gets ready to throw to Tauchman. Swing and a miss. 96 on the gun, and that's 2 outs now in the top of the 4th. Archer's got 3 strikeouts through 3 2/3 innings, and going to bring up Gio Urshela. Struck out rather quickly in his first at-bat. Was just chasing poor pitches thrown by Archer. Pitches out of the zone. Be more specific, that pitch misses high. Archer not getting the high calls. Cole hasn't really gotten any calls at the top of the zone either. 1 ball, no strike pitch. That's hit well to right field. That sends Polanco back, and another scary end of the inning for the Pirates. But no run score. 1 hit by Voit. And only 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Pittsburgh has 4, 5, 6 due up, and the Yankees lead by a run. Major League Baseball's virtual network brings you coverage of simulated spring baseball. It's the Grapefruit League. It's the New York Yankees playing the Pittsburgh Pirates here at Date Palm Field in Florida. Gregory Polanco will lead off for Pittsburgh in this bottom of the 4th inning and sends the first pitch out to center field. Gardner's got a beat on it. Then he'll make the catch conveniently right before running into the wall. That's out number 1. And 1 out. That'll bring up the switch hitting first baseman Josh Bell. And you see Josh Bell standing in to the left side of the batter's box facing the right-handed pitching Cole. Bell lined out in his first appearance. That's ripped to center. Cole has thrown 2 pitches. One resulted in a flyout by Polanco, and the second one was ripped right past his head by Josh Bell. Squared that up very well. Yeah, that was close. Cole. One of the dangers of playing spring ball is sometimes unfortunate circumstances can happen where accidents result in injuries before the season even starts, but thankfully Cole didn't get hit by that pitch. And Tauchman can't run that one down. Colin Moran will reach base on a double that hit the ground and went over the fence. They stayed on that one. Usually the fielders would have been in a shift, but with a runner on, they played straight up, and even with that, Tauchman couldn't run that ball down. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Pirates, and here's Jacob Stallings. Fouls that one off, strike 1. Talked about earlier how Jacob Stallings has been primarily depth for Pittsburgh in his career. He debuted with the Pirates in 2016. Was drafted in 2012, made his debut with the Pirates on June 19th, 2016. Strikes out looking there. And he reached a career high for games played in his Major League career with 71 in 2019. Here's Sherrod Dyson. Dyson will bat with 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Strike called on the inside. So it's Josh Bell on third. He singled with 1 out this inning, and then Colin Moran followed up the Bell at bat with a double. And now Dyson down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging on a breaking ball. That ends the inning. Pirates leave 2 in scoring position. Pirates get no runs on 2 hits in the inning and 2 runners left in scoring position. To the 5th is where this game is headed. New York leads by a run. You're watching MLB Virtual Network. And there are no commercials. Isn't that so nice that there are no commercials in simulated baseball? That's more baseball for you to be able to watch. Clint Frazier batting now for Pittsburgh. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Yankees. It'll be Frazier, Garrett Cole, and DJ LeMahieu. Here's a pitch. Hit wall to left center. Brian Reynolds running back on the ball. He'll make the catch. That's out number 1. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I'm Nicholas Callis. You're watching the MLB Virtual Network. This is spring training. It's a spring training simulation in the Grapefruit League between the New York Yankees and the Pittsburgh Pirates. So enjoy no commercials and enjoy baseball in virtual land. Strike 1 on Garrett Cole, who flew out to left field. He nearly hit a home run in his first time at bat. Had a couple runners on, too. Could have broken this game even further open. That pitch misses. That's a ball. That top part of the zone hasn't been popularly called a strike for either pitcher. Keeping it low has seemed to work out for each of these pitchers so far in this game. Cole hits it on the ground. There's Josh Bell. And there's 2 outs. And an efficient inning for Chris Archer, who's already at 70 pitches through 4 2/3 innings, but got a quick couple outs of Frazier and Cole, and now here's leadoff hitting DJ LeMahieu standing up. Popped out a couple times in each of his first 2 plate appearances. That's called a strike. 0-1. LeMahieu and Archer haven't really faced each other, and when LeMahieu was in the National League, Archer was in the American League, and around the same time that Archer got traded to the Pirates, LeMahieu signed his deal with the Yankees. And now these 2 have switched leagues. LeMahieu now in the American League and Archer in the National League. 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. That misses low. Counts 3-1. Brett Gardner on deck. Should LeMahieu find a way to reach? On the ground, softly hit. There's Moran. Over to Bell, and that ends the inning on a DJ LeMahieu ground out. Quick inning for Archer. All zeros on the board. That half inning will go to the bottom of the 5th. It's New York 1, Pittsburgh 0. We've officially reached the halfway point in this game. You're watching MLB Virtual Network. I'm Nicholas Callis. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. You can check out all the games that are broadcast live to both Twitter and to YouTube. It's MLB. Each page and channel should come up. 9-1-2 due up for Pittsburgh. Chris Archer, Kevin Newman, Adam Frazier. Swing and a miss. That's the first out of the inning for the Pirates. And Garrett Cole's got 4 Ks now through his time on the mound. Yeah, don't forget, 1 game a day up until opening day, and then on March 26th, 2 games will be broadcast a day, and the entire season of all of the 30 Major League Baseball teams will be covered, archived, stats will be kept, results will be archived. So 2 live broadcasts a day so you can get some fix of baseball into your schedule, and then to watch your team, you'll get standing updates every night starting on opening day. You'll get game results, specific game results every day, so you can follow your team, and you'll get league leaders when the season reaches 40 games. Which, to be honest, I'm hoping it might not, because I do miss real baseball, but you have the next best thing, and here it is. It's virtual baseball. It's virtual Major League Baseball here on the MLB Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. Kevin Newman struck out. Here's Adam Frazier. Got a hit in his first appearance, got out in his second. Facing Garrett Cole for the 3rd time in this spring game today. 2-0's the count. Well, Nicholas Callis, by the way, this is Date Palm Field, the spring training host for this Grapefruit League game. Cole misplays it initially, recovers, throws, the void, and the inning's over. Adam Frazier grounds out to end the 5th. Pirates get no runs on no hits, nobody left on. Quick 5th inning, on to the 6th. New York still up a run. Here's Brett Gardner coming up for New York. Pirates have some action in the bullpen, a couple of righties. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for New York. It's Brett Gardner, Gleyber Torres, and Gary Sanchez. The lone run scored by the Yankees came in the top of the first when Gleyber Torres singled home Brett Gardner from second. Gardner reached on a walk, stole second, and then Torres singled him in. And that's been all the offense for both teams. The Pirates, in the 4th inning, had 2 runners in scoring position. Josh Bell singled, and Colin Moran doubled him to 3rd, but Garrett Cole was able to get both Jacob Stallings and Gerard Dyson out and thwart that attempt for the Pirates to score. Chris Archer has worked himself into an even count with Brett Gardner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gardner leading off this half inning for New York. And Gardner was a bit out in front of that one, fouls it away. Archer, 95 miles an hour on that pitch. He's been consistently hitting 96 to the first half of this game. Gardner fights off a breaking ball. Gardner, the longest tenured New York Yankee that's active right now. Talked about Gardner making his debut with New York in 2008. He was a 2005 round 3 draft pick and made his debut on June 30th, 2008. And works a walk, and look at that. Derek Shelton is not happy with that call. Well, no ejections, but the Pirates not very happy with that. That's the 2nd time Archer has walked Gardner in this game. And might be deja vu, because in that first inning, Gardner ended up stealing second, and then Torres singled him home. Let's see what happens. Strike 1. No balls, one strike. Nobody out yet in the inning. Gardner was the leadoff hitter, and he walked just now against Archer. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside. So Gleyber Torres was not supposed to start with the Yankees in 2018. He was still supposed to develop and maybe get called up later on in the year. However, the Yankees were already suffering from injuries in 2018. Brandon Drury got injured, as well as the first baseman at the time, Greg Bird for New York, did. So both Miguel Andujar and Gleyber Torres were called up. Neil Walker moved from second to first. That allowed Torres to debut at second, so Neil Walker took care of first base for Bird. Torres was filled in at second, and then Drury was the third baseman for New York, and Andujar manned third base for New York. Torres strikes out looking against Archer, and Archer's got 4 strikeouts now in this one. That's first out of the inning, and here's Gary Sanchez. Torres was thrown into the mix early, as well was Andujar, and those two have thrived in pinstripes ever since their debuts in 2018. And here's Gary Sanchez, another member of the Yankees that thrived early in his career, as he lines that one foul. I already talked about how in 53 games he hit 20 home runs, and there was a time too where he was being intentionally walked before the intentional walk was just a free pass, a legitimate free pass. But take strike 3 called there, but he swung at a pitch that was being pitched far outside and almost hit it out of the park. Even got a sac fly on it, so he got to run batted in. Strikes out there, though, against Chris Archer, and with 2 outs. That'll bring up Luke Voigt. Check swing, and no appeal needed. The home plate umpire dictates that that was not a swing. Luke Voigt, halfway to the cycle, needs the 2 harder parts, though, being the home run and the triple. One-0 pitch coming from Archer. Brett Gardner began this inning with a walk. Two-0 pitch, here it is. And that's right over the heart of the plate. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike now. Archer already at 94 pitches. Has taxed his arm greatly in this one. Gave up a run early back in the first inning and has been pitching pretty well ever since. 2-1 pitch. That's hit hard but foul, and the count even at 2-2. So Gardner's on first. He walked to begin this inning. Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez both struck out after the Gardner walk, and here's Voigt 2-2. Grounded left side. Moran elects to go to second, where Adam Frazier applies the force out. At second, Gardner's out, innings over. Yankees get no runs on no hits. There was 1 walk in the inning, and 1 runner was left aboard. Going to the bottom of the 6th, it's New York 1, Pittsburgh 0. You're watching the Major League Baseball Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis, covering this Grapefruit League spring training game between the Yankees and the Pirates. Garrett Cole pitching much more efficiently than Chris Archer. Archer ended that top of the 6th inning with 95 pitches. Garrett Cole only at 66. At 5+ now. On the ground by Reynolds. Played by Luke Voigt, and he takes it to the bag himself. That's the first out. He's had single-digit pitch totals his last 3 innings of work. So Brian Reynolds is out. That brings up cleanup hitter Gregory Polanco, who is hitless in today's game. Adam Frazier, Josh Bell, and Colin Moran, the ones with hits right now for Pittsburgh. Everybody else hitless. Counts even at 1. Garrett Cole still on the mound for New York. Hasn't given up a run yet, despite being in a couple jams scattered here and there throughout the game. That pitch fouled off. Polanco stays alive. Polanco was one of the Pirates' top prospects in 2014, was called up, and it was such big news. He got a hit in 11 straight games to begin his career. So he hits that one out to center. Brett Gardner makes the catch. And now 2 outs. Here's Josh Bell coming to the plate. Bell 1 for 2 against Cole in today's game. He had a 1-out single back in the 4th inning. Of course, Moran doubled him to 3rd, and then Cole got the next 2 hitters, and Stallings and Gerard Dyson to get out, and that thwarted the Pirates' opportunity to score. Bell now up with 2 outs, bases empty. Pittsburgh's number 5 hitter and arguably Pittsburgh's top hitter, at least from 2019, that's for sure. Bell in 2019 batted 116 RBIs. He's a very quality hitter. 1-1 pitch coming from Cole. 2-1. Josh Bell finished 9th with his 37th home runs in the National League leaders for home runs, which was kind of a tough year for those who were hitting home runs. I mean, when Pedro Alvarez was the league leader with Paul Goldschmidt in 2013, the league lead for the National League was 36, as that's ripped but foul. But this season, the National League leader was for home runs was Peter Alonso at 53 and set the single-season rookie record for home runs in 2019. That pitch hit in the air, caught by Tauchman. That ends the inning. Pirates go down in order. And we'll go to the 7th. It's New York 1, Pittsburgh 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're at
And no commercials. Michael Feliz ready to go out of the bullpen.
number 45.
He'll pitch to start the 7th for Pittsburgh. Feliz, has been in and out of his setup role with Pittsburgh since his time here. He was a part of the Garrett Cole trade. There were 4 members of the Astros that were traded to the Pirates, and then the Pirates gave the Astros Garrett Cole. And misses low, ball 1. 6, 7, 8 due up for New York. It'll be Mike Tauchman, Gio Urshela, and Clint Frazier. Hit in the air center field. Not too strongly. There's Brian Reynolds. 1 out. Starts the 7th.
Now batting.
You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. Urshela will stand in. He is 0 for 2. In today's game, faced Archer twice. And faces Feliz for the first time. Strike called. It's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Urshela down 0-2. He's been a free swinger in today's games. Chased several pitches out of the zone in today's game. Of course, still just the spring opening day. It's not till March 26th. And if you're wondering what opening day we're talking about, it's the virtual opening day in Major League Baseball. And you can catch the action here both on Twitter and on YouTube. We'll be covering that here on MLB Virtual Sports Network. MLB Virtual Network. We're not all sports, we're just baseball. Urshela strikes out again. That's 2 outs.
Now batting. Right fielder. Clint Frazier.
The lone run scored in this game was back in the 1st inning. Gleyber Torres singled home Brett Gardner, and There has been no scoring since that moment. Here's Clint Frazier. 2 outs, bases empty for him. He's the number 8 hitter for New York and takes ball 1. This is MLB's virtual network, though. This is baseball being played while the coronavirus is out and about right now, and while Major League Baseball is indefinitely suspended. You can cover your favorite teams, watch 2 live games a day, and enjoy baseball in simulation form. Yeah, tune into this page on March 26th because there will be opening day. The 2 teams that are going to play on opening day or going to be featured on opening day is still undecided. But even if your team isn't featured on opening day, it will be featured at least once every week. And standings will be posted along with game results and category leaders when that time comes around. Stallings makes the play. That ends the inning. It's stretch time here in Florida. This is the Grapefruit League spring training between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Yankees. Here comes Colin Moran. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Colin Moran, Jacob Stallings, and Gerard Dyson. Michael Feliz is out of the bullpen. So the starter, Chris Archer, is done after 6 full innings of work. Gives up 1 earned run. And a quality start. Colin Moran lines that one right into the glove of Brett Gardner, who was played well in the shift. And that's out number 1. 1 pitch out begins the bottom of the 7th, and that'll bring up the number 7 hitter, Jacob Stallings. Hitless in today's game, facing Garrett Cole for the 3rd time. Cole pitching with extreme efficiency. 79 pitches through 6 1/3 innings. Double barrel action for the Yankees. Lefty Zach Britton and righty Adam Ottavino in the bullpen. 1-0 pitch. That finds the top of the zone. That's strike 1. So should the Pirates get to that number 9 spot, they might go with a pinch hitter, considering the Feliz is now a bullpen arm. Yeah, this team needs some offense. Hasn't scored yet. And relinquished the lead all the way back in the 1st inning. Jacob Stallings strikes out swinging. Cole's got 6 strikeouts now, 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Stallings well in front of that pitch. Here's Gerard Dyson. Tries to bunt. Rochelle anticipated it, throws to Voit, and on 1 pitch, Gerard Dyson is out. That ends the 7th. Through 7 full innings, a pitcher's duel this has been. So on to the 8th inning. Garrett Cole for the Yankees will lead off. And even though this is a spring game, the Yankees making Cole ready for opening day, not pinch hitting for him, letting him pitch. He only reached the 80 pitch mark in that last half of the 7th. He's been pitching with extreme efficiency in this game. And that's strike 1. Michael Feliz entering his 2nd full inning of work. Replaced Chris Archer and pitched the full 7th inning and got 3 straight outs. Fouled away, counts 0-2. O2 pitch to Cole. And caught him on strikes. Called strike 3 on the inside edge, and that's the first out of the 8th inning.
Now that's second base.
And take a look at pitch tracks there. I mean, technically it crossed the plate, but not a huge portion of it did, and I'm sure that's what Cole was a bit upset about. And with 1 out, there's DJ LeMahieu, hitless at the top of the order. He's facing Feliz for the first time in today's game. Yeah, that's called a strike over the inside. Counts 0-1. You're watching MLB Virtual Network. I'm Nicholas Callis. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. And you can find games every day until Major League Baseball, the real thing, resumes. As that pitch is fouled off. You can catch a game every day in spring up until March 26th on an opening day. That will start our sequence of 2 games every day for you, and all teams will be featured throughout each week. Not every day, but each team will be featured on our game of the day at least once every week, so you can look forward to that. And results of the simulated season will be broadcast every night, just so you can follow how your team's doing, follow the standings, everything you need to enjoy baseball as best as we possibly can while everybody in the world is adjusting to COVID-19. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2 outs. E.J. LeMahieu is 0 for 3 at the top of the lineup. Yeah, he knew it. Look at that face. Yeah, he knew he chased a bad pitch. That's 2 outs. Here's Brett Gardner. Pitch from Feliz. It's outside, ball 1. Don't forget, all games will be broadcasted to you via YouTube and Twitter. Either one, you can follow Twitter, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, get notifications, find out who's playing and when. That pitch into right, that's a base hit. Blanco will throw it in quickly. 2-out single for Brett Gardner, who has frequently been on base in this game. That's the 3rd time he's reached base. Here's Gleyber Torres, 2 outs, Gardner on first. Torres 1 for 3, and that lone single he hit was back in the first inning when he scored Brett Gardner on a single. Neither team has had any scoring happen since. 1-0 pitch. On the ground left side, there's Colin Moran. Throws to Josh Bell, nice pick, inning over. Yankees get no runs on 1 hit in the inning, 1 runner left aboard to the bottom of the 8th. It's New York 1, Pittsburgh 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20.
Your attention, please.
So the number 9 spot and pitcher spot leads off the inning for the Pirates, so the Pirates will elect to go with a pinch hitter. It's Jose Ozuna. Pitch misses inside, ball 1. Jose Ozuna has been a depth player for Pittsburgh the majority of his career. And has some potential to be a powerful hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrett Cole still pitching. Well, even though this is a spring game, he is getting a workload in, preserving the Yankees bullpen. Adam Ottavino and Zach Britton were throwing in the bullpen earlier. We could see them make an appearance, especially if Cole gets over the century mark in pitch count. Jose Ozuna, and the hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike on him. Here's the pitch. And that finds his own count run full, 3-2. Got him on strikes. Cole comes back in the count to strike Ozuna out. Cole's got 7 in the game, and that's out number 1. Look, Ozuna, yeah, he was shocked. Here's Kevin Newman. Order recycles for Pittsburgh. And misses ball 1. This is a spring training simulation. You're watching spring training, Grapefruit League, Yankees, Pirates, MLB Virtual Network. I'm Nicholas Callis. This game brought to you by MLB The Show 20. You can follow these games as well by subscribing to the YouTube channel.
2 balls, 1 strike.
MLB Virtual Network. Your baseball away from baseball. 3-1 count now on Kevin Newman. And coming up on March 26th, 2 games a day, 2 featured games of the day, live broadcasted results of the games during the day, and the whole season is going to be simulated, so you can root for your team in real time in this virtual world created just for you guys to be able to cope with baseball being suspended for the moment. But please enjoy all of this as well, if you can. This is the best thing we have right now, and I miss baseball too, but this is making me feel a little bit better that I can at least watch and actively cover teams in baseball. So Newman walks. That brings up number 2 hitter Adam Frazier. And takes a strike over the outside edge. No balls, 1 strike. Newman walked. He's aboard first. Swinging a foul ball. Counts 0-2. The Pirates' best chance to score was in the first inning when Josh Bell hit a 1-out single and Colin Moran doubled him to third. The offense has been pretty dry for Pittsburgh. Other than that moment in the game, Frazier with quality discipline. Cole threw a good pitch, but Frazier made a better take. Counts 1-2. Here's a pitch. That's outside. Cole was throwing in the high 90s, even at 100 a few times in the game. Now he's throwing 95 miles an hour consistently. And here's the 100th pitch of his outing. That's inside. Count run full, 3-2. Brian Reynolds is on deck as the number 3 hitter in Pittsburgh's lineup. 3-2. In the air. Out to left. There's Talkman. He's got it. Kevin Newman did not tag, so he'll go back to first. And with 2 outs, here's Brian Reynolds. Number 3 hitter for Pittsburgh. Brian Reynolds last season talked about how he was close to the league lead in average. Christian Yelich and Ketel Marte each tied for the league lead in average in the National League. Brian Reynolds tied Charlie Blackmon for 6th. Finished 6th of all National League hitters in average. And Brian Reynolds known for contact. Pretty quick guy out in center field as well. Of course, with Starling Marte getting traded, Reynolds more than likely to run the center field position as he develops more and gets older. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Kevin Newman reached first on a walk. And that ball flighted to right. Clint Frazier there to make the play, and the Pirates strand another runner. No runs on no hits, 1 walk in the inning, and 1 runner. The Yankees when the 9th starts coming up next.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the
Nick Birdie will come in to pitch for Pittsburgh. Michael Feliz pitched 2 full innings, was relieved by the pinch hitter Jose Ozuna in that bottom of the 8th inning. So Birdie will come out and pitch the 9th
leading off
with the more apparent goal of keeping this a 1-run game going into the bottom half of the inning. 4-5-6 due up for New York. It's Gary Sanchez, Luke Voigt, and Mike Tauchman. And a pitch thrown for a strike by Birdie. It's no balls and a strike. Sanchez hitless in the game today. This is spring training. Grapefruit League and the Yankees and Pirates playing on the MLB's virtual network. That pitch fouled away. Counts 1-2. Pirates pitcher Nick Birdie. There was a good pitch to Sanchez, but Sanchez beat the shift. The infield was exaggerated to the left, and Sanchez just hits it through the vacated right side of the infield. But yeah, just stayed on the pitch. Didn't do much with it. Leadoff single for New York. Birdie made his debut on September the 11th, 2018. Was a draft pick by the Minnesota Twins in 2014. And was traded to the Pirates on December the 14th of 2017 from the Phillies.
No ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, he's been around several minor league systems, but established himself with the Pirates. Been in and out of minor league baseball, Birdie has. But we'll start the year on Pittsburgh's major league roster more than likely. Gets Voigt to strike out swinging. And with 1 out, comes number 6 hitter Mike Tauchman. I just saw that one sign behind Voigt as well. Nachos and hot dogs. Now I'm kind of hungry. That'll get through the left side. Mike Tauchman's aboard with a hit. And moving to second on the play is Gary Sanchez. Yankees hitters, more known for pulling the ball than anything, have really stayed with the pitches, not trying to pull anything or not trying to force the ball one way or the other, just squaring up pitches and using the opposite field very well. Here's Gio Urshela. We really promoted him at the beginning of this game as a good hitter, and he did have a breakout season last year. In this game, however, he's been struggling to find a balance and plate discipline. Has been swinging frequently at pitches out of the zone. Makes ball 1 against Nick Birdie. Sanchez on second, Tauchman on first. Each singled. In the middle of that, Luke Voigt got out. Urshela now in a hitter's count. 2 balls, no strikes. Both runners are going, and that was a clear hit and run play. Urshela just tips that ball, but Sanchez, not the type to steal at all. Not a very good runner, but both him and Tauchman broke. 2-1 pitch. Line to left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Dyson's running after it. Sanchez is going to score from second. Tauchman being waved around. He will score as the relay is cut off and held. It's an RBI double for Gio Urshela. Now 1 for 4 in the game, and the Yankees broke the game open. It's 3-0. And the Yankees splitting a gap there. Gio Urshela more specifically. Dyson got it in as quickly as he possibly could, and that didn't prevent both Sanchez and Tauchman scoring. Again, Sanchez scored from second. Sanchez scored from second, and Tauchman scored from first. Urshela aboard at second. Novarakis on the mound for Pittsburgh. Yet to have a major league decision to his credit. Appeared in 10 games for Pittsburgh last season, and now faces Clint Frazier, 0 for 2. In 3 plate appearances, walked in his first one in the second. And this might be more than enough insurance for Garrett Cole to end his outing and take a seat for the 9th. We saw Adam Ottavino and Zach Britton throwing earlier in the game, but they've been pretty quiet more recently. 1 ball, 2 strike count now on Clint Frazier. Here's the pitch. And that misses, counts even at 2. This is spring training 2020. Grapefruit League action between the Pirates and the Yankees. Yankees just broke the game open on the Gio Urshela double that scored Sanchez and Tauchman, each who singled to open up the top of the 9th inning. 3-2 pitch, here it comes. On the ground right side, Bell plays it, steps on the bag. So Frazier's out at first. Urshela advances from second to third on the play. And with 2 outs, the pitcher spot's coming up.
The pitcher, Garrett.
And the Yankees have some decision-making to do, and it looks like...
Your attention, please.
No, a pinch hitter's going to come to the plate.
Number 41.
Miguel Andujar will come into pinch hit.
And Duhar.
Sat out most of 2019 with an injury. And may very well have lost his third base job to Gio Urshela. He has been impressive with the bat, however, and is learning to play other positions such as first base and left field. So it's possible to see him playing a position other than third base in this upcoming 2020 season. But the Yankees have depth and talent. It's a good combination for a successful team, which was demonstrated last year as well when the team suffered from over 20 players getting injured throughout that 2019 season and still finished with their second best record in the American League and won over 100 games and won the AL East. Quite an impressive turnout for this team. 3-1 pitch. And that finds the zone. Counts full now, 3-2 on Andujar. Here's the 3-2. And he walked him. Navarakis issues a walk. That puts runners at first and third now with 2 outs. And leadoff hitter DJ LeMahieu comes to the plate. Struck out last inning. LeMahieu 0 for 4 in this game. First pitch. That's outside. That's a ball. Navarakis hitting 96 on that last pitch. 1-0 pitch coming to LeMahieu. On the ground right side, Frazier plays it. Throws to Bell. And LeMahieu's out at first. That ends the inning. Yankees get 2 runs on the Gio Urshela double. Pirates last opportunity to score. No bat in the bottom of the 9th with being down 3.
Your attention, please. Now,
well, it's not Britton. It's not Ottavino. It's Aroldis Chapman. 37 for 42 last season in save opportunities. And if you didn't know, he throws pretty hard. Notorious for throwing the fastest recorded pitch in all of Major League Baseball. A pitch that hit 105 miles an hour. It was against these Pittsburgh Pirates, too, when he broke that record. Remember a specific pitch he threw to Andrew McCutchen and scared him. It was about 103 up and in. Here's the pitch to Polanco. Already 102 from Chapman. That's ball 1. So the Pirates will send 4-5-6 to the plate this bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Gregory Polanco, Josh Bell, and Colin Moran. Bell is switch hitter, but other than that, Polanco and Moran both left-handed hitters. 1-1 count. On Polanco, here's the pitch from Chapman. It's fouled off. Talked about the interesting story with the Yankees and Aroldis Chapman. The Yankees signed him, or the Yankees traded for him in the 2015-16 offseason. And he was the closer for the longest time. Ended up, the Yankees knew they weren't going on a playoff run, so they dealt Chapman off as Polanco strikes out. Oh man, he's furious. We'll get to that story in a minute. There's Garrett Cole's final line. Only 4 hits given up through 8 innings. But anyway, Aroldis Chapman was traded from the Reds to the Yankees in the 2015-16 offseason. Closed for the Yankees until the All-Star break when the Yankees traded Chapman to the Cubs for Gleyber Torres. And then after the Yankees acquired Torres, Chapman won a World Series with the Cubs. And then in that 2016-17 offseason, the Yankees signed Aroldis Chapman back to a deal, and he's been their closer since 2017. 0-2 pitch to the switch hitter Josh Bell, batting from the right side, and chases a slider. And unfortunately, that's what several hitters have to do against Chapman. He throws so hard. The 102, you have to anticipate the 102 mile per hour fastball because it's a blur coming up to the plate, and you can't hit it without getting ahead of it. And it looked like there he was anticipating a fastball, and Chapman dropped the slider on him, and Bell was well out in front. Final chance for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Colin Moran. 2 outs. Bottom 9. Yankees scored a run in the first, scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th. Into left. There's Tuckman. The Pirates have been shut out by the New York Yankees. Got a strong start from Garrett Cole. The offense backed him up, and the Yankees beat the Pirates by the score of 3-0 in this spring training Grapefruit League game. And some calm celebrations here. This is still preseason opening day in the virtual Major League Baseball season. Will not start until March the 26th. Pirates just not coming through well on offense. Same could be said for the Yankees, except it just took them a couple opportunities when they had runners in scoring position, and they took advantage at the beginning of the game and right at the end of the game. Garrett Cole, player of the game. You see there his score line. 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, struck out 7, only walked 2, and didn't give up a run. He's the player of the game. Garrett Cole gets the win. With that stat line, Chris Archer only gave up 1 earned run all the way back in that first inning. He had a quality start, but gets hit with a loss because he gave up that run in the first on Aroldis Chapman. Pretty simple save. Struck out 2, pitched the 9th. And he gets a save here in this spring game. Well, you've been watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show with me, Nicholas Callis. Stay tuned. Don't forget, we will have coverage of spring training every day, 1 featured game between now and March 26th, and once the regular season starts, a whole simulation of the 2020 season will begin as if the season were actually going to start. You can follow all those games, but there would be 2 featured games every day here on the MLB virtual network. So keep that in mind, too, if you want to watch baseball and you miss it. But 2 featured games a day, and even if your team's not featured on a specific day, there will be game recaps at the end of every day where I'll go over scores for you, results of games, standing updates, and league leaders for the season after each specific day. But until that time comes, till opening day begins, I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20.